Good morning and good afternoon and good night. This is Genshin Impact English lesson number 21. Before we do Xiangling's story quest, unlock this statue of 7, do some light exploration, unlock some teleports, just because it's going to make your life easier. I'm adventure rank 17. We want to climb this ambiguous cliff because there is another teleporter there. When you resonate with Geo, you want to find a spot to use your stone, climb on it, jump from it to gain some distance, and climb. You kind of get the point, even though that jump sucked. If you still have to have Bennett, ascend him early, about this level. Yep, 20 to 40. Get some EXP, just because it's going to make life easier when you explore Liwa, because his passive is so essential to surviving the game. Hey, here's the reward to ascend him early. Look at your end battle. Tip 3 before Xiangling, wish a little early, just what's available to you. You don't have to pay at all. I'm doing what's available. And let's see our luck. Good for other stuff. Kaya's early weapon. Amber's early weapon. And others too. And hey, official, good for off-field electro. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, now we're going to Xiangling. Unlock this teleporter so you can unlock it to make life easier. And then with Liwa's teleportation, yes, definitely needed. Get your, hunt some raw meat, because you could skip the first dialogue if you have it at your convenience. If you don't, there's some right over here, right before you talk to Xiangling. Use Amber so you could shoot them off. Yes, around that area. There's a lot of boar in this area. Do that before interacting with Xiangling. I remember I had raw meat, so I think I'm good to go. Alright. Come on, Xiangling. Oh yeah, and then the crystal fly. Nice.
Shh! Keep it down! I'm hunting! I've always heard about the wide range of ingredients you can find in Mondstadt, and it looks like it's true!
Wide range? Variety?
No, I'm a chef! A chef on a mission to find rare and exotic ingredients from all corners of the world. My name's Xiangling. I'm from Liyue Harbor. And you? Hello, my name's Paimon. Paimon! Why are you looking at me like that? What an exotic creature! Is it edible?
Well, Paimon's technically emergency food. Dig in.
No, for the last time, Paimon
Gets me
is
every time.
not emergency food! You seem like good friends. I have a good friend too, called Goba. Isn't that the name of a Liyue snack? Both Snack and my friend have a special place in my heart. Anyway, can you do some hunting for me? There's lots of game around here that would be amazing to cook with. I can't catch anything to save my life, and I don't want to miss out. Sounds like a bit of an ordeal. Don't be like that. Come on, I'll whip you up a tasty snack later.
Come on. Short for come on. I'll whip you up something. I'll take out something for you.
Ooh, you had me a tasty snack. Don't worry, we're the bestest hunters ever. Don't worry about it. Your friend has already given me a response. I don't care how it's done, so long as you bring me back some raw meat. Great! Then I'll leave you to it.
Are you ready to become Genshin Impact's best chef in the universe with Xiangling? I love this quest so much. However, there's one annoying thing, and that is radishes. So go to your inventory, because I want to show you what they look like. Yes. The radishes look like this, and you can get them all over Teyvat in Mondstadt. Fairly easy. You're going to need at least one chicken, and then at least one critter of a choice of butterfly, frog, or lizard tail. One of those. Because that's in the end of Xiangling's story quest, because you have a cooking competition. Okay, let's move on. If, for whatever reason, you don't have raw meat right now, because you're going to do that, let Amber be part of your team, because you need to hunt for raw meat. And they're just right around the vicinity here. There's more boar around Springvale location, around that teleporter. Simplest, just go above these cliffs, kind of close by the town to the left. Kind of right after you see the 2 eggs on that tree branch. There should be about 2 or 3 boar. Yep, you want to hunt those. Let's see, will he drop 2 meat? Because that's all I need. Did I shoot it? Really, did I? Huh, let's see. Alright people, well, it's at this location. And let's see if I shot him. Oh, yep, missed it by that much. Yay. And to Xiangling.
Wowee! This is great! Some of it I'll shallow fry, some of it I'll deep fry with mushrooms. Ooh, and I wonder how well it goes with slime condensate.
In the US, shallow fry examples could be our famous French fries. Contrary, they're not really French, but French people do love them. Alright, and deep fries, well, in the US, we're very famous for our fried chicken. Very tasteful too. My favorite fried foods are falafels and samosas. They're very good. I love it.
Yay! You have finally come around to my food preferences! Sorry. I got all excited thinking about new recipes. As promised, a tasty snack. Go on, try it. And tell me what you... Are we your food testers now? Oh gosh, this is delicious! Can you tell us how to make it? Sure! The only thing is I haven't written down the recipe yet. I got it! I'll make another one now so you can watch. I'm sure you'll pick it up straight away. This seems pretty hard to make. It'll take more than that to learn how to make it. And we don't have a frying pan or any condiments.
Condiments, top-ups, or sauces like ketchup and mustard.
Come on, it's simple. We can fry on a slab of stone and cook using some boar fat. Build a stove from rocks. Use dry grass for kindling, twigs for firewood.
This is interesting because kindling, noun, is sticks or twigs. Twig, noun, a stem of firewood.
Sweet flowers will do for sugar. As for salt, I found a load of rock salt in a cave the other day. There's still plenty left.
While fiction, this is based on a real method.
I just can't help myself when there's a chance to try something new. But I can't exactly bring my whole kitchen with me every time I leave the house, either.
Both pronounced either and either.
Give me a second while I get everything ready.
Hey! What do you think? This is the boar's natural habitat. You can't hunt them here. You'll send them all running. We hunters know better than to kill the chicken to get at the egg.
I find this funny because what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Don't kill the chicken. get the egg.
Oh, I get it. The freshest, best quality meat comes from free-range boars that grow up in the environment nature intended for them. If they all ran off,
She was almost on point, but she missed the point at the same time.
it would be a major blow to gastronomy. No, to all mankind.
Gastronomy, noun, the practice or art of choosing, cooking, and eating good food.
I'm sorry. I got excited and didn't think of the impact we'd have.
You should apologize to Draff. As our leader, he always stresses the importance of respecting the rules of the hunt. I'm afraid he is very upset right now.
I made a mistake, and I should go and apologize.
Giving some context, naturally, it is illegal to hunt endangered species. So that's why she's going to apologize.
Thanks, guys. I'll cook up some more tasty snacks for you once this is over. Okay, don't worry. Paimon will remember even if you forget.
Paimon's always hungry.
Draff ought to be in Springvale. Let's go!
So, ought to is a semi-modal verb, which means and expresses a duty or obligation. Because we're tagging along with Xiangling, Paimon's just going with Xiangling because she wants the snacks. As intermediate speakers of English, you might be already studying semi-modal verbs. And just as a reintroduction, those semi-modal verbs are have to, ought to, need to, be able to, used to, be going to, be supposed to, and had better. Have to, the use is for necessity and obligation. He has to get a job. Ought to, usually duty, expresses obligation, could be used for advice or possibility. You ought to see a doctor about your disease. Need to, the use of this is for necessity and or advice. You need to clean up, or you need some help. Be able to is used for to do something to your ability or if someone's requesting it. Would you be able to work tomorrow, Jeff? No, I won't be able to work tomorrow. I'm watching Netflix. Could you imagine if we actually said that? Used to, we use this for past actions or if they are repeated actions. He used to live in New York. Someone used to run daily. I used to eat chicken, but now I can't because I'm allergic. Be going to, used for certainty, a plan or future. This one can be mixed in with your to be words. He is going to come at a certain time. Or another example, I will be going to Kansas at this date. Be supposed to is used for expectations. This can be mixed in with your to be words. He is supposed to come. I was supposed to be there. In libraries, you'll often see you're supposed to be quiet in the library, and that's another great example. Had better. Used for typically advice, strict advice, and or a warning. Often shortened, like in this text, you'd better, you had better. Other examples, like for advice, you had better be on time. If it's for a warning, the best and funny example is, you better shut up. Though, please do tread carefully, don't say that a lot, and be careful who you say it to. When ought to popped up in this story, I found it very relevant to cover in this segment. Cool, yeah. So, alright, I'm getting some EXP. We're just going back to Springvale. I also have some tips there on what you should do. So in Springvale, we are next to Barbara's essential materials, mushrooms, and they are very difficult to find. So follow me. I'm going to show you the best places. All you've got to do is, well, go behind these houses or on top of these houses. Yes, there's some radish there, and you want to look for these. Let's look at Barbara. That is going to be the most painful item to get for Barbara. I'm telling you this because Barbara is essential for your Hyper Bloom teams, Version teams, and even Quicken teams, and Electro Charge and Lunar Charge. Barbara is a Hydro healer, great against mostly Pyro, can exploit weaknesses of Dendro enemies, and sometimes Electro. Having a strong healer mid-game and early game is essential to beat tough boss fights. Okay, let's see what they have to say.
You must be Xiangling.
Sorry, Mr. Traff. This was all my fault.
I heard the whole story, and now that you're here in person...
Ooh, he's gonna let her have it.
Please, help me promote my meat!
You should see Genshin Impact out of context. Really funny. This one is very overused.
Sorry if I was a little brash. Let me explain.
Brash, adjective, abrupt, or bold.
Springvale has built its reputation on top-quality meat products, but this reputation is so far limited to Mondstadt. When I heard that the great maestro Xiangling herself was in Mondstadt, I asked Alan to send you over.
Maestro?
Maestro, noun, master of an art form.
Haven't you heard? She's the one behind Wanmin Restaurant, that one-of-a-kind folk restaurant in Liyue Harbor. Her unique take on cooking ingredients is behind some of the best-loved dishes in all of Liyue. They are very highly rated by travelers, too.
You're too kind. I just try to cook things that are cheap and cheerful.
With a top-notch chef cooking top-notch cuisine with top-notch meat from Springvale, our reputation would spread far and wide.
Top notch in this case, high quality and tasteful. Delicious.
I don't know. I only ever think about how to make tasty dishes. I never limit myself to specific ingredients, and I don't know the first thing about promoting anything.
You use boar meat all the time anyway, surely. I can't see what the issue is.
The issue is... What would you think if I added a bit of slime condensate?
That's... I mean, couldn't you add something a bit more normal?
There's no such thing as normal ingredients to me. You can turn anything into a delicacy if you cook it in the right way. I will not stand for having my creativity shackled by what ingredients I can and can't use. Food cooked like that is destined to be boring. Period.
The use of period here, so when speaking, people are making a valid point and they stand by their values. Example, you can mess with me or my money, but not my family, period.
Well, since you feel so strongly about it, forget it. But it really is a pity.
Really is a pity, really is a shame.
You know, we did come to apologize. Couldn't you be a little more flexible? It's one thing to apologize, but it's another thing entirely to change the way I approach cooking. What's that smell? It's gorgeous.
Want to see something funny?
Hello? May I have a taste of your delicious cooking?
Sorry, I've taken all the orders I can for the next few days. The earliest I could put you down for is 7 days from now. Is that okay?
Wow, it must be delicious if it's that popular. Yeah, good point. Why does Draft want Xiangling to help when Springvale already has this lady?
Maybe he feels that Mondstadt cuisine can't compete with that of Tevat's biggest business hub, Luya Harbor. But I disagree. I don't think my cooking is at all inferior to anyone else's.
This means she knows she's an excellent cook, but she knows that Mondstadt cuisine is not well perceived in Luya Harbor, and maybe not well liked in terms of taste.
Well then, show me what you got. Maybe I could give you some feedback.
Sorry, but customer feedback like, "Oh, that tasted good," is no use to me. If I wanted feedback, I would ask a professional chef. Hang on. Are you Xiangling?
That's me.
It's really you! Well, I guess you do know what you're doing when it comes to cooking meat, then. As it happens, I have one of today's prime cuts remaining. So tell me, how would you cook this?
That depends on the ratio of fat to meat. With this cut, I would probably roast it over a hot stone with a little salt, some Joyun chili, and Kingston flour.
Xiangling always needs a lot of Joyun chili. It's part of her essential materials.
Ginseng flour? But the melted fat would make the flavor of the flowers 10 times stronger than when eaten raw. It would overpower everything.
I know, that's why it's a garnish. I would never marinate the meat in it.
Garnish, noun, finished touches on a meal, such as spaghetti and meatballs with parsley or parmesan.
I've tried it before. If you baste the petals in oil and then cook them with the right heat and duration, it gets rid of the bitterness completely and leaves you with a lovely crispy topping.
Bast, verb, using juices or melted fat over a cooking process to keep it moist.
Then throw in some Joyun chilies grown at a high altitude where the low humidity and varying temperatures lends them a unique dry heat. The petals absorb the saltiness from the sea salt, the chili spice, and the umami of the tender, freshly grilled steak, while also adding a floral aftertaste.
Umami, noun. Because I cook, this means the full flavor essence that the tongue receives from tasting.
That's pure overkill. You're going all out on the trimmings and doing no justice to the meat whatsoever.
We have two different cooking methods. One person wants to do everything with the meat and very little topping, and Xiangling is quite the opposite. All garnish.
Who wants to eat a roast when you can taste everything except the roast?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop arguing!
Cook off, cook off, cook off.
Well, there's only one surefire way out of a cooking dispute.
Uh-oh, chefs are fighting. Cook off, yes, we're gonna do it.
I declare a cook-off!
Yay, she finally said it.
Suits me. If you can't beat my cooking, it'll show that Draft was clearly wrong about you.
All right. But if I win, you have to use my winning dish to promote Springvale.
And if you lose, you have to add my winning dish to the Wanmin menu. With a caption saying, "This special addition to the Wanmin menu is generously provided by Chef Brooke of Springvale, meat expert."
It's a deal! I'm off to get ingredients. I will see you... Wait! Wait!
Oh, there she goes. Oh dear. Well, we have to be her assistant right now.
Let's try and catch up.
Yeah, that's our English lesson for today. We'll continue Xiangming's story. Thanks for watching, and bye. Au revoir. 再见.
Yawning without covering your mouth. Uncouth.